Hi everyone, this is your lab demo. Today we're going to be working with the normal probability distribution. So under Stat Calculators, we'll be opening up the normal distribution calculator. Now in order to use this calculator, what we need to do is first input the parameters mean and standard deviation. For the demonstration, I'm going to use 7.2 number 38, and what it talks about is reading rates. It says the reading speed of 6th grade students is approximately normal with a mean speed of 125 words per minute and a standard deviation of 24 words per minute. So we'll put in 125 as the mean, and we'll put in the standard deviation of 24. And then we'll be able to calculate. For part B, find and interpret the probability that a randomly selected 6th grade student reads less than 100 words per minute. So the probability that X is less than, now notice less than or equal to, because it's a continuous distribution, strict inequality is the same as the less than or equal to, and so we'll use X less than or equal to 100 words per minute and compute. So there's your probability. Notice that probability, this decimal should be between 0 and 1. It also corresponds to the shaded area, or the area of the shaded region here in red. So we can also switch this to greater than, and if you switch this to greater than, notice that the shaded area here should be 1 minus the shaded area we had before, and so this is the complements rule. Remember that the total area under the curve is 1. Next, we want to calculate the probability that a randomly selected 6th grade student reads between 110 and 130 words per minute. Now, in order to do that, we need to go to the between version of the graph, and we can calculate for the same mean and standard deviation the probability that the reading speed is between 110 and 130 and compute. Now the next couple of problems in the lab are from 7.3, which requires a couple of extra skills, which we'll get to next. So you'll notice here that I have opened up a data set. Now this data set is from 7.3 number 11, which is different than the problems you'll be doing, but the procedures are essentially the same. The first thing you need to do is graph a normal probability plot, which in StatCrunch is called a QQ plot. So what we need to do is select the column, include the correlation statistic, and compute. Now you see here the data follows a fairly linear pattern, as you can verify by looking at the correlation coefficient. 0.986 is very close to 1. What that tells us is we can reasonably assume that the data follows a normal distribution. What that allows us to do is calculate summary statistics, and we'll just do a quick computation here, giving us the mean and standard deviation. And using this mean and standard deviation, what we'll do is go to the normal distribution calculator. What we will do is take the mean. I'm going to copy, Control-C, and paste the mean here into the normal distribution calculator. Now after that, once you have the mean and standard deviation all set up here, you can calculate probabilities. Now one of the probabilities I'm asked to calculate here is find the probability that an 18-ounce bag selected at random contains at least 1,000 chips. So at least means greater than or equal to 1,000 and compute. So the probability that a bag contains greater than or at least 1,000 chips is 0.993. And that's about all you need for this lab. Let me know if you have any questions.